Hi everyone, and welcome to the Haunted Connections. We're bringing this to you from the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley, Leicester, and we are talking about anything and everything
Anything.
tonight. We're throwing it wide open for any questions, any stories. Tell us about your experiences. Anything you're not sure of, that you want to discuss with everyone, then put it all in the comments below, and we will do our best to have a chat.
You're watching over.
Just yeah, just moving up a bit.
Yeah, let's talk about. Let's start about our experiences, Jane.
Okay.
What's
Okay.
what's the most breathtaking experience you've ever experienced? Because you've been doing it about 10 years, same as me now, really, ain't you?
A breathtaking experience. I think most of my experiences I think I've got to put it down to one of my most. I'll probably put it down to one of my. Yeah, I would say it's probably breathtaking. Actually, it's Blueface.
Blueface.
Getting Blueface on that on the video, one of the videos that we caught the thermal camera. Getting Blueface because I still can't explain what happened with that. So in the past, I've sent it off to quite a few people for their opinions. I sent it off to somebody who actually worked with the thermal cameras. He couldn't explain it either, and I think for me that's probably one of the biggest.
And that was just before the centre opened, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
And some people have said, well, it's a reflection. Well, I'm sorry, but none of us are sort of quite a large man with a bald head.
And we're not dead.
Yeah. And we're a bit warmer than that.
If you've not seen that short video, I'm sure I can share it later on.
Yeah,
I must have it somewhere.
We can put it on perhaps the Their Videos page again because it could do with a good viewing.
Yeah.
And it's the one that actually was on the TV, they caught on camera as well. But they didn't play it all, they only played a couple of seconds. I didn't think you got the full effect of it. But
yeah, it was. We were using the thermal camera, weren't we?
We were.
Thermal camera connected to the iPhone. And we were using the voodoo doll, weren't we?
We were.
We had at the time. And we just, the spirit told you to get a thermal camera, didn't they?
It did.
Whatever what sex it was. And that's what we did and caught this blue face, and it followed the camera around. As we moved the camera around, the blue face stayed there. So it's weird.
Yeah, that's one. Of
course, it can't be anyone dead, anyone alive, because it's blue and white, so they were dead.
Yeah, it wasn't just blue, though, was it? It was like a real dark navy blue. It was the coldest of cold, because the room was showing up as being quite warm, and it was like 11:30 at night in January, and it was absolutely freezing. So he must have been so much colder than freezing.
Yeah, and my Jesus Christ or something. Jesus wept or something like that.
Yeah, and I think that for me is probably one of the most memorable moments in what we've done.
Elias says, "Evening, how are you both doing?" I'm still coughing, but I'm hoping to get sorted out.
Yeah.
You're well. You've had a weekend away, ain't you?
I have had a weekend away. I wasn't just sitting doing nothing.
What were you doing?
I was actually started writing the Demon Connections book. Book one, and it is coming on very well. So I wasn't just sitting idle, but it was a lovely opportunity to actually get it started without any interruptions or any distractions from family and stuff. So it was good. Kids. Well, what would we do without them? Bless them.
I have plenty of money. I guess everyone's the same though.
Yeah.
Didn't have kids, they have plenty of money.
Lots of time.
But never mind.
Your house would be immaculate.
No, mine wouldn't. I think mine was at Wigton House.
Yeah.
When I was True Crime Museum, that was quite just as good, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, and Dudley Castle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've had some real good.
Yeah.
I've had some real good experiences.
Yeah, so please tell us your experiences, what you experienced the most. Otherwise, it's going to be a short live feed because we're going to run out of things to say. So, with the Demon Connections then, with the book, how long do you think it's to go?
I know it is coming on quite well. So there is quite a lot of information going in, so we may have to split it across 4 books, rather than 3 books.
Because you were concerned, weren't you, when we said we'll split into different books? You thought it would be
thought it was just going to be like but actually we're up to about 10,000 words already, and I've not even got the sort of the started information in for each one of the demons. So it's getting there.
You're gonna be encyclopedias.
Yeah, we might have to split it down even more. I'm gonna have to see how big it is once I've got it all in.
Yeah, so watch out for that.
Yeah, it'll be coming soon.
I imagine that'll be done. The first one will be done before Parameet, won't it?
Yeah.
So if you want to read about the demon connections, watch out for that book to be released.
Yeah, it should be this year.
Yeah, perhaps at the Parameet, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yes.
How much spare time you have. So not many comments. Nicola said hi to you both.
Hi, Nicola.
Yeah.
Glad you could join us.
Come on, keep talking. We are actually.
Well, when's your second book coming out?
Have you
started it yet?
I've started it. I ain't read as much as you have. Hopefully, my second book will be released at the Parameet in September.
Yeah, I've got quite.
That's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah, that'd be good. It sounds like there's going to be quite a few books launched at the Parameet.
So you'll have to go.
So people need to start saving up now, because you're going to have to buy a few books.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Shall we tell them our new series that we talked about earlier quickly that we're going to start doing in the summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
Well, we've been as the Demon Files is really quite successful.
Demon Connections.
Yeah, we still struggle with calling it the.
We still do it. Still say Demon Files, don't we?
Yeah. So what we thought was we might sort of have a look at doing the same sort of thing, but for the Fae, and going out and in the summer and doing it in the woods and that sort of thing. So we can see if we can conjure up different fairies to come and work with us.
That'd be interesting.
I think so, but now we've said it now, somebody's going to go and copy it before we get it going.
I'm past caring now, to be honest. Yeah. So yeah, the Fae Files is coming.
Yeah.
As soon as the nice weather comes, because I ain't going out in the freezing cold.
No, I should think it'll probably start after March. Once the clocks change, it would be a good time to do it. So we'll probably just do it for the 6 months, or even the summer months, really, because we want to be able to get out and about and get in the woods and it's a nice time to do it in the summertime, I think.
Certainly is. Out in the woods in the dark. Then you get some weirdos in the woods in the dark there. In the summer.
But we don't know. It doesn't have to be in the dark, does it? We can go in the day.
No. So I'm looking forward to that, because up until we did that live chat with Kate, I probably didn't believe in the Fae.
Yeah.
I was very dubious.
House clearances, haven't we, with the Fae? There's probably been about 3 or 4 cases that we've done where we've gone to people's homes where they've had some activity, and it's it's been down to the Fae, really.
So it's been another good weekend at the centre. Apparently the team Saturday night had loads of activity.
Yeah.
And a chair in the seance room actually fell to bits.
Which chair? Which seance room?
In the new one.
Oh, right.
Okay. It shouldn't have done, but it looks like it was smashed. It's on camera as well. They were doing a live feed when it happened.
Fantastic.
And they checked them all, and this one had a pentagram on the bottom.
Oh, now that's interesting, because Haunted Live had a picture come off the wall, didn't they?
Yeah.
There's something in there. Oh, please let me have a poltergeist. I've been wanting to find one for years.
Can't you invite one in?
No, I'm not sure they really exist, to be honest, because it's a bit like, you know.
Do you think people...
Unless we
Well,
experience
poltergeist, does that just mean noisy spirit?
Yeah.
Noisy ghost?
Yeah, but some people think there's sort of an entity, you know, sort of a spirit, different sort of spirit, type of spirit on their own, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah, but I don't think they are. I think they're just...
So really, a poltergeist is just a noisy ghost.
Yeah.
And we've had them anyway.
Yeah, we've had quite a few actually.
So there's a few more watching now, which is nice. So yeah, we need to look at that chair sometime because it was strange.
Was anyone sitting on it?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, she hit her head on the table and got a nosebleed.
Oh dear.
She's not suing me though.
Talk about a paranormal experience.
Yeah, so, but it was interesting. It got a pentagram. I don't even know why that chair's got a pentagram underneath it.
Is it one of the old chairs?
Well, we've had a while, yeah.
Yeah, interesting enough to have a look.
So I don't know why, but I must ask Luke about getting the footage off the cameras actually, because we've had quite a few things happening. John says, "How is everything, Neil? It's okay. I wish I can get rid of this cough. I've had it months now."
Yeah, I had to have antibiotics to get rid of mine. Mine's all right now. I'm starting to feel a bit better now. I seem to have been poorly since November, but I'm all right now. Got a good dose of antibiotics and a couple of holidays have sorted me right out.
Lucky you can have holidays. However, coming up, Jane and I are going to call, and Julie, and we're going down Cornwall 2 weeks on Friday.
Yeah, that's come round, isn't it?
I've been invited to be a guest speaker with Barry Guy, a UFO guy, and a woman who looks after Bodmin Jail, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a talk down there. So Julie's coming down. She's going down shopping for the day, and Jane's coming to the convention with me.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting.
I'll have to sit on the front row.
No heckling, please. So if you're in Cornwall on the 11th of March.
That's a scary conference, isn't it?
Yes,
it called the Scary Conference?
Spooky Southwest, something, I don't know. Can't remember. I should be talking about the centre, but then I'm going to go on to about the demons.
Yeah, cool.
So, see what they all think of that. Yeah, we're not too bad, John. John says he loves Cornwall. I've never been Cornwall.
Have you been that far south?
No. Been Devon. Never been to Cornwall.
They'd be like going to a foreign country then.
They all talk funny in Cornwall, don't they? I mind you, probably think I talk funny.
You get a nice pasty though.
Nice pasty?
Cornish pasty.
Oh, wow. So yeah, we're 3 of us are going for the weekend.
Yeah, it'd be good. I'm really looking forward to it.
So I'm leaving the centre in the capable hands of Amy.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
I'm sure it will still be standing. But
hopefully the building will still be standing and when we come back. So yeah, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, but you're also doing another talk as well, aren't you?
Another talk in Skeggy.
We're doing that one. We're going for that one for the weekend as well, aren't we?
Again, 3 of us are going for the weekend. Ain't we lucky?
Yeah,
I ain't decided what I'm going to talk about then. I remember the first talk I ever did. Can you remember?
Did you talk?
I did a talk at a festival. And on the Friday before the talk was on a Saturday. The Friday night before, I left you women.
Yeah, you did.
To look after, to investigate the centre.
Yeah.
And you did a live feed.
We did.
And even Yvette Fielding was making comments about the energy.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was so funny because I was planning on staying at home, making notes of what I'm going to talk about.
Weren't you?
Doing a talk. And I didn't write a single word down. Because the live feed that you lot did was so funny.
Oh, I'm glad we can keep you entertained.
John says great food. Ruby Luna says Cornwall is great for hauntings, a lot of history in old places. You will be able to feel a lot of presence there.
I hope so, yeah.
John said, did you ever open the door at the bottom of the stairs in the centre? Yes, John, because we've got the first floor now. We've got the whole building. So that's just the bottom of the back stairs is actually right behind us. There, wherever it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got 2 floors now. We started off with the first floor. Then we got the whole building. It's going on. It's ticking along nicely. I do want to change things.
As usual, yeah. Keep freshening it up a bit. We don't stay stagnant.
I get bored.
I just come up now and there's cabinets just everywhere having to move around. So yeah, you do that with Julie, don't you? Julie goes out shopping and you change all the houseware.
Yeah, Julie can go out shopping, come back and the settee's a different place in the lounge. I do get bored, so things are changing.
Yeah. And that's the way I think the centre's always been. It's never stood still. It's always moved forward and progressed and literally moving all the time, isn't it? Because nothing ever stays in the same place for very long.
No.
Not even, some of the items and upstairs. It always gets moved around at some point. And I think that sort of spices it up a bit.
You don't know what I'm planning yet, though, do you?
I'm just going to wait to be surprised.
John says, wow, I picked up a serpent figure at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
Interesting. Vicky's watching. If you know how many guests you got coming Friday night, Vicky, I presume it's you with Haunted Happenings. Let me know, because I got to try and fit some chairs into the tea room, because there's cabinets everywhere at the minute. Because Saturday, I just decided to bring comfy chairs down for me to sit on. Or for us to sit on instead of the hard chairs.
Yeah.
So if you give me some warning how many guests you've got, I'll try and make sure I can get that number of chairs in. Because we are moving some of the cabinets upstairs.
Yeah.
Because some things are getting a little bit delicate now. For example, the German helmet.
Yeah.
And so that type of thing needs to go behind glass now.
Yeah,
and the human schools are going to go behind glass.
Yeah, some of them started to lose teeth, haven't they?
Yeah.
I noticed that the other day. There's quite a few teeth missing. I don't know whether people are taking the teeth from the schools, but yeah, we need to sort of protect some of the stuff, I think.
Yeah. So obviously, if teams do want to do work with them, they can ask, and I'll get them out for them. And a couple of years ago, we had one of the divot boxes, the haunted boxes, opened by a team. That is known.
That was good. Well, that was just all smashed to pieces. It wasn't.
So
it wasn't particularly good.
No. So unfortunately, we need to put some stuff behind glass. Vicky says, yes, it is indeed. And then she says they've got 14 guests. Okay, I'll make some room for you. Oh, yeah, we still good for Sunday? Yeah, you're booked in for Sunday. No, so you're coming twice this weekend then, Vicky. You've got Haunted Happening Friday, and the hosts have booked it Sunday. So yeah, all good. There are going to be some changes. You'll start seeing some of the changes being announced. Even Jane doesn't know what they are.
I've been away.
There you go off on holiday.
That's it.
And about the 10th holiday in the last year.
I need it.
So tell us about your experiences, everybody. What's your most remembered experience when you're investigating the paranormal? We'd love to read about it. Vicky's going to message me in a bit. Good. Yeah, so there are going to be some changes. Like I say, some cabinets are going upstairs. In the tea room, I've put the nice comfy armchairs basically for us to sit in when teams are up here, because sitting for 6 hours in them chairs, it ain't nice on your bottom.
You need a bit more comfort, don't you?
So, plus, we don't sell as much stuff in the shop area, in the tea room, as we used to. So we're going to go into specialising a bit more like we used to.
Yep.
So that's what's happening. That's little bits happening. We are opening another escape room.
Yeah.
Very, very soon.
Stuff.
The Zombie War Office is opening in March.
That'd be good.
Because the Devil's Den is going really, really well. I had a group in Saturday, and it says we've done loads of escape rooms, and we always escape. And I says, you ain't done this one yet. And bless them, I think they only got one number.
Yeah.
Out of the 4.
But the good thing about this one is different though, isn't it? Because it's not just an escape room, it's spooky as well.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got plans for the zombie room. It might include a clown.
Oh no.
Because we're having a big top, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
We are having a big top in the doll room. That we can get cracking on with soon. Got so much to do.
Yeah. Lots of
Writing
things.
books.
Writing books.
Making big tops.
Yeah.
Entertaining you lot. Chatting to demons.
2 fey files. Look.
Chatting to the
Need
fairies.
more hours in the day.
Wandering down the woods with the fairies.
Yeah. Away with the fairies.
Vicky says, no good as doing the escape room, we'll just investigate. Well, you get locked in then. If you didn't escape, you're in the cells.
Yeah, but how many people, paranormal investigators, do you know that if you said, well, I'm going to lock you in if you're not done within an hour?
They'd love it.
Yeah, all right.
They'd love it. Oh, Vicky would.
Yeah.
Yeah, please tell us your most favourite, remembered experience when you're paranormal investigating. See, she said yay.
Yeah.
Do you mind being locked up in the attic? I might even change the name of that room.
What, the war room?
No, the attic.
Oh, right, okay. To
something to do with the demons. Not the demon room, but something else. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
So
good.
That was quite good.
No, I'm sure it'll be good. It's always good for the centre to have a bit of a freshen up.
Yeah. It's been 5. So the doll room's not changed a lot in 5 years, has it?
No, not really.
So it needs changing. And we need to do some work with the Pandora's box as well.
Yeah.
We need to fit the cloth on more permanent.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Parameet, shall we?
Ooh, yeah.
Parameet is September 2nd and September 3rd at Rugby Browns-Over Hall Hotel.
Yeah, fab place.
An amazing location, and you can spend all weekend there.
Yeah. So if you haven't booked your room, book it already, because I'm sure
there's not many left.
Not many rooms left.
I've got to contact the speakers if they want rooms, so they might all be gone. But you can still come for the day or the weekend. There's a Premier Inn just over the road anyway.
Yeah.
It's going to be an amazing weekend, and you might be able to buy 2 new books.
Yeah, they should be done by now.
No pressure. Yeah. No one's telling us about their experiences. Come on, people. So what's your scariest experience?
Ooh. Scariest. Well, I think Wigston House was definitely, because that was such a busy night, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was people being affected and all sorts of things were going on, and so that was quite scary. That sort of kept us on our toes a bit. I think just being in the centre, some of the things that we've encountered in the centre as well. Going into the mirror, that was quite a challenging sort of experiment, wasn't it?
But the blackout was challenging for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, paranormal blackout that was as well. But even just being in the building, on your own anyway, sometimes can be a bit daunting.
Sarah says, just arrived. What's the chat tonight? We're chatting about anything and everything, but mainly about people's experiences, most memorable experiences within the paranormal. So, I think my scariest.
I think Drakelow Tunnels was quite scary as well.
Yeah, Drakelow Tunnels was quite unnerving until we heard Bob's Clown's music.
Yeah.
Ruby says most of my paranormal experiences came from working in an old Victorian jail in the West Midlands as an officer for 6 years. I used to hear faint screams from the old wings where there were executions.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
That'd be a cool one. Good one. Yeah, I actually would like to go to an abandoned derelict building.
Yeah.
Don't think that we ever will, but so tell us your experiences, please. We've had some funny nights, haven't we?
Oh gosh, yeah.
We've had lots.
Oh dear, we've had some very funny guests as well. At times, we've had some strange folk. Oh, lovely.
No, no. Some have been downright weird.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's been some good, well, sort of funny stuff, isn't there? I mean, just thinking back now, that team that you actually kicked out, they'd only been here like half an hour, and they really weren't bothered, and they didn't believe in any of it, and this, that, and the other. You just kicked them out, didn't you? And I think that's quite amusing.
Yeah, it weren't funny at the time. No, actually, the scariest experience I've ever had was a team didn't close the door to the outside behind them. So I heard talking, and I went down, and there's a bloke selling drugs in the porch. So of course I told him to get out, thinking then I thought, well, perhaps I shouldn't have done, because you know what these drug dealers are like. Manzam said, morning, you're a great distraction from what's going on in New Zealand. So I don't watch the news, so I don't know what's going on in New Zealand.
I don't watch much telly either.
Sorry. Well, I hope everything's okay, whatever it is. I hear there's another earthquake in Turkey the other day. Another one.
They do tend to get a few aftershocks and stuff, don't they? Once it's maybe it's just. I mean, you don't know how long these things are going to go on for, do you?
No. But it was predicted, wasn't it?
Yes.
And that's all we're going to say. Sarah says, been on a lot of interesting investigations that have left me with unanswered questions. But I think for me, a house I once lived in gave me and the drive to investigate the paranormal. So much happened. I think we need to know more. All right. Nori says, I had a scary encounter, but not because I thought it was spirit. I came home, walked in, and heard someone upstairs opening and closing drawers and walking about. That would be scary.
Yeah.
Thought my son had come home early, shouted upstairs, no response. Stood on the front waiting for someone to pass to get them to stand in while I checked upstairs. When I eventually checked, no one was there. I was scared because I thought it was a burglar.
Ooh.
I think that's what my first reaction would be if someone broke in.
Yeah.
And then you've got to be careful, ain't you?
Yeah.
You've got to be. I'm more scared.
That's quite scary.
I'm more scared of the living than the dead.
I think that's got to be one of the scariest things. Knowing that there's somebody else in your home. Because you are quite vulnerable, aren't you, in your own home?
Yeah. I must admit, I wouldn't like that. Okay. One time said we had a devastating cyclone, hundreds missing. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I hope it's not
contact
too
my
bad.
friend, because my friend, one of my old boss who I used to work for, he moved his family out there a while ago, and I have to go see if they're okay.
Dear. Ruby Luna says, where I used to live, there's a manor house, and when I used to walk the dog, I could honestly swear I saw figures and faces around there. There's so many haunted manor houses. Eerie. Yeah. Gary says, you can't just leave it by saying it was predicted, giving half a story. Yes, so we can. Cameron says, my scariest experience near was at Leeds in a Thackeray Medical Museum. I remember seeing a man in a top hat with a cloak and cane in the old town area of the museum. I reported seeing this to the museum, and they said you've seen the ghost that a lot of people have seen.
Oh, interesting.
I wonder how many people who do paranormal investigation have actually seen a full-bodied apparition.
Yeah.
During the investigation. One time says, oh, and it was predicted. Ruby said, also people who live opposite complain of hauntings from that particular manor house. There was a documentary on it.
Well, you see, I think most places, wherever you are haunted. Old manor houses, castles, even just, I think probably every building in Hinckley is haunted from my experience. And if you think of all the different layers of history, the amount of people have lived and died and worked here, and if you think that, I believe that the spirit world is all around us in these empty spaces that's in nothing, in that energy field. That's where I believe the spirit world is. So they're sort of pretty much next to us all the time. And in most places, if you've got the ability to connect with them or see them, or you believe that they're going to be there, then more than likely they will, because your thoughts are a powerful thing. You send out a thought, say, I want to see some sort of spirit, or I want to see some sort of ghost, and more likely they will respond to that. But I believe almost every building is probably haunted, because you're tapping into, the spirit world, and it's all around us.
Yeah, and one time says, oh, definitely everywhere is haunted. Yeah. So really, then, you haven't got to spend 40 quid to go ghost hunting.
No.
You just sit in your lounge for free.
Yeah. But then, see, you are then sort of inviting them into your home, which a lot of people don't like to do. But I'm sure if we just went out now and went and sat in Hinckley Marketplace, I'm sure we'd be able to pick up spirits even just in Hinckley Marketplace. Whatever building you went into in the town centre, I would think you'd be able to pick up some sort of spirit, particularly up Castle Street. I think almost every building's haunted up Castle Street, because it's been there such a long time. The street's been there nearly 1,000 years, so it used to be the street that come down from the old Motte and Bailey Castle.
Yeah. Long time ago, even before my time.
Yeah, but I believe most towns, villages, and even houses where people said, we've been to a house, it was a brand new house, newly built, and people said, well, how can it be haunted? How can it be haunted? And in fact, what was terrorizing people there was the Fae, because they destroyed part of their community by building this new house and ripping all the trees up. So,
And they can be nasty little devils as well, can't they?
I think the Fae can be worse than, well, from what we've done with the demon connections so far, I would say probably the Fae can be worse than the demons.
Yeah, we ain't met a bad one yet, have we?
No.
Ian says, I walk to work in the morning, cutting through town, and see spirits coming to the shop windows. Yeah. One Sam says, I feel it's all about reading multiple layers of energy. Yeah. It's interesting, though.
Yeah, well, Einstein said, didn't he? Everything's energy. Everything's energy.
But you don't see that on the TV shows, though, do you?
No, because I think they're sort of tailored for, the fear factor and a certain audience, aren't they?
Mm. Okay, Noreen says, my living room door used to open quite a lot at one time, handle used to pull down, etc. So not a draft issue. I got used to it, but when it happened a couple of times when my friend was here, she freaked out. I laughed. She says, how can you sit there like that and not be bothered? I said I got used to it. The only time it startled me if I was sitting quiet and it makes me jump. Mind you, you get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine so. Karen says, question, Neil, did you ever visit the Towers Asylum in Leicester? No, unfortunately I didn't. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. And it's flats now, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think someone said it was flats.
Yeah, so.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Why?
It's like that place where Robert came from, up in Scotland.
Yeah.
That was an old asylum, wasn't it?
Mm.
And we've looked at that a few times. There was an old cemetery out the back, and some of the things that went on there were truly awful. And then they've just converted it into flats, and you're just going to live there.
Imagine living in one of them flats.
Yeah, thinking that you're going to have no paranormal activity whatsoever.
Mm. Noreen says, all regular visitors to my home have seen a man at the bottom of the stairs peeping round the corner in question. Interesting. Ruby Looney says, is it okay if you give more information about the event in December? It sounds interesting. Do you book a room and stay overnight? Okay. It's actually in September. We've got the Parameet, which is a weekend. We got some amazing guest speakers again.
Yeah.
There's tours going on both days on September 2nd and September 3rd. We've got the Saturday night. We've got the whole hotel. We've booked the whole hotel, so there'll be no other guests there. We've got all the bedrooms booked. You can sleep there on the Friday night and the Saturday night if you want to. If you book a room there, we've got workshops going on. We've got experiments going on. We've got ghost hunts going on throughout the day and night.
There's going to be stalls, lots of stalls there.
There's going to be 2 amazing books for sale. Well, 3 actually. There's going to be 3 amazing books because Neil Story is doing his book launch at the Parameet.
Yeah, so I think there'll be a couple of books being launched.
And hopefully we'll have our books done by then. But well, Jane probably will. But I've just got to get my backside into gear, and I'll get mine done.
Yeah.
It's only £11 to get in for the 2-day pass, so it's cheap enough.
It's going to be food there, isn't there?
Food.
There's going to be a restaurant.
There's a bar there.
So
and on the Saturday night, we are going to do a big seance and big experiment with new equipment.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
So it's going to be a good, fun, relaxed weekend of laughs, I think.
I think it's going to be awesome. Some of the speakers we've got lined up, they're all British speakers, apart from
one, Mark Wallbank,
who's Australian.
New Zealand. Next door.
So they're all British speakers. So I think it's going to... And many of them spoke before at the Parameet last September. They've all come back to join us again. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be...
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm looking forward to it. The experiments are going to be cool. Laurie says, I do live in a very old house, late 1800s. Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Very nice.
One of my biggest fears, though, was if I woke up in the middle of the night and there's a figure at the bottom of the bed.
Julie's had that, hasn't she?
And Julie's had that. When my antiques used to be in the carport room, Julie said she woke up and there was someone at the bottom of the bed. Good job I didn't wake up. And she did wake up with someone with her hands around the neck. But really, we've not had any spiritual appeal like that, have we?
No.
Not really. Ruby Luna says, oh, that sounds like my kind of weekend. Fingers crossed you will be doing book signings for your books. Is it all on the website? Yes, it's all on the website. You can book on the website. You can book your day pass. You can book a stall if you want a stall. You can book the bedrooms. You can book to do the Saturday night investigation, which is going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that one. We are actually going to stream the investigating Saturday night live as well, because we've got some followers in abroad.
Yeah.
So that Saturday night is going to be streamed live. And we've even got a history corner for that night. Penny's going to do the history corner. So if one group's doing a Ouija board, for example, and they get names and dates, a member of our team can go to Penny and she can check it, and then we'll have a big final chat and say, yeah, he was here, that happened, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
So I don't know if you can organise that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long weekend.
I think
it's
so.
It's going to be a shattering weekend.
Yeah, but I think it's going to make a difference actually staying on site and having it all in the hotel, because last time we were backwards and forwards from the centre to the hotel, weren't we? And there was a lot going on, and it was early mornings, a lot of late nights, and we were all shattered.
It was hard work. Fun, I must admit, I loved last year.
It was fantastic, yeah, I wouldn't swap it.
Because I didn't have any intentions of doing another one, but because it was so much fun.
Yeah, and people volunteered.
And people said, do another one. So if you want to meet, the idea behind the Parameek, we did a few at the centre not long after we first opened, didn't we?
Yeah.
The idea of that is for small teams or individuals to meet other small teams. So, you know, if you're a member of a small team, you can't go to the big locations because you simply can't afford it because they're too expensive, aren't they? But we've known 2 or 3 small teams hit it off together and they go out investigating together. So that's the whole idea. It's nothing formal, nothing too rigid.
Yeah, and it's great to see people coming together, sharing information about technology, sharing information about their kit and equipment, and about locations, and recommending stuff to people, and you know, people joining up and actually, like Neil said, becoming friends and actually then sharing locations together, because it enables them to go into bigger in different locations. So that's what it was all about, really, and it's just gone from strength to strength, hasn't it?
And another bit of your question is, yes, we will be book signing. All the Demon Connections book and all my book that we sell personally, we will sign. Barnzam said, yay, alive. Yeah, we will be doing the live investigation at night, and we might be doing lives throughout the day, throughout the 2 days as well. Just Noni says, I've seen a full apparition in my bedroom. He walked in the room, walked around the bed to the side my partner was sleeping, and bent over, shook him, walked back round and disappeared on the landing. I felt surprisingly calm, considering I wouldn't be. I assume it was an old factory worker waking someone for a shift start. My house was a factory-built house for workers. I don't think I'd have stayed calm. Vicky says, must get round to sorting Parameek out. Yes, you do, Vicky. You will be working there. Yeah, there's 2 main haunted bedrooms at Brownsover Hall Hotel. We've booked them both. So there'll be, in one room, it'll be available for all day, 24 hours for experienced people to investigate. The other one will be for novices to investigate with the haunted happenings teams.
I think that'd be good, wouldn't it?
That's what Hazel said, Vicky. She's the boss.
Yeah. And if we can get new people in, and they can get an experience and enjoy it, it just brings new people into the into the paranormal world, doesn't it?
It is going to be a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, and I think until you try it and until you have a go, you don't really know what your strengths are in the paranormal, because you might find that you're quite sensitive and you can pick up on spirit, or you might find that you're sort of drawn towards all the electronics and the electrical equipment, or you might just find that you just like doing things a bit old school.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have the opportunity to actually get out there and do a bit and just see what you like doing the most.
Yeah. So we it's open to anybody. Well, not anybody. Some people won't be invited. But basically, it's open to everybody. If you're a YouTuber, if you're an event company, just a small team, a large team, anybody, you're all welcome. Apart from a couple of teams who I won't let in.
And a few tradespeople.
Yeah, one tradesperson.
But the stalls that were on last time were absolutely amazing, weren't they? There were so many different stalls selling all sorts of stuff. There was witchy stuff. There was Amy did a stall with all her resin stuff on it. We did a stall. My son makes sort of garden ornaments and stuff like that, and we also do some sort of witchy and pagan stuff. There was tarot readers. There were herbalists. There was all sorts, weren't they?
Yeah, of course, Julie sold her stuff. So it's a whole range. Vicky says, I know I'm working that weekend. Yep. Hopefully Hazel's not booked many events for that weekend, Vicky, because I think you're all going to be here, aren't you? Well, in Rugby.
Yeah.
But it's a gorgeous location. If you go on our website and look at the pictures, it's an amazing location.
Luckily enough, when the people took over, they've not changed any of the features at all. As you walk in the front door, there's some massive antlers above the door, which have been there for years and years and years, and they found them in the ice or something. So some prehistoric thing with big horns, a deer or something. So some of the stuff has been there years and years and years. So the building itself is just amazing. Kept all its features and character, and they've not gutted it and made it more.
Stefan says Neil's cough has finally gone. It's nearly gone, Stefan. It's if you heard me just before we came live, I was coughing my guts up. It's weird, you know. I can go for a couple of hours not coughing, and then it comes back with a vengeance. And it is annoying me now. It must annoy you guys watching, especially when both of us were barking.
Oh God.
Vicky says last year was fantastic. It really was a lot going on. Think there will be a few of us. Good. It's just nice meeting different people, isn't it? Well, it's nice meeting new people who you've not met before, but it's nice catching up with people you've met once or twice before. So it is so relaxed.
It's lovely to meet up with people who you've not seen for a while.
Okay, Ruby Luna, sorry. It's so lovely to meet people who are into pagans and witchy things. I'm a pagan. Are you a pagan too, Jane?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a witch as well. Is paganism coming back, you reckon?
Oh, it's on the increase massively. You've seen yourself, because Julie and I, for the last couple of years, we've been going to the Witches and Pagans Festival in Coventry. And the first one we did, there was something like 400 people, I think, went to it, and it was massive. But it was felt fantastic because you were with like-minded people, and you really felt that you were there with your tribe, with your, the people who you should be with. And the last couple of festivals that we've done, I think the last one, there was something like over 2,000 people went, because paganism is on the increase. People are now no longer believing, religion.
They don't believe the lies.
Yeah, and people are more going back. There's a lot, with all the climate change and looking after the earth and everything like that. There's a lot of people going back to meditating, going, just getting out in nature, going back to the pagan ways, going back to medicine, natural medicine, and it is on the increase. It's massively on the increase, which is great. I think it's because I really do feel I'm going back. I get this calling. I've got this sort of inner calling, and I need to sort of find this. I need to be out in the open. I need to be in the woods. I need to do all these different things, and I'm sure other people feel it too when you get this inner calling and you just can't ignore it. And I think a lot of people are going back to the pagan ways, not necessarily as a religion, but just as a way of life, because it's simpler, it's easier, it's you're stepping off the grid, and it's just nice to sort of follow that way of life.
I must admit, last year when I was there, I was surprised.
Yeah.
By how many people were there.
Yeah. And that's just one festival. There's these sort of festivals all over the country, and it is definitely on the increase. Paganism is definitely rising up because people want to go back to the old ways, the simpler ways. You don't have to keep. I think people seeing now religion for what it is. This control factor, and some of the things that's been done in the name of Christianity or in the name of God and stuff like that. I do believe in a supreme sort of cosmic energy, but I don't believe in God. Not sort of the God that we're led to believe. This sort of old man that sits in a fluffy cloud and smites people. What's that all about? You just smite people and wipe them off the face of the earth.
He's a bit of a nasty devil if he does.
I have read a lot of the Bible, and him sort of smiting whole cities and stuff like that. What's that all about?
Okay. Ruby Luna says, I have attended the Festival of Pagans and Witches, and I was at the first one too. But the last couple I've been to have been absolutely packed. I couldn't believe it myself. And then it's great, it's on the increase. Before I used to keep my practice such a secret, and I was scared of what everyone would think of me.
Yeah, I was pretty much the same, but I don't care anymore because I'm doing what I feel is right for me. And when I'm doing it, I just feel that inner peace. I feel that inner joy, and nothing can compare to that. It's there's a lot to be said for it. And I think with a lot of these festivals coming out now, people don't have to do it in secret anymore. And when you go to these things and you actually think, hey, look, there's loads of people here just like me who believe in the same thing, and that can't be a bad thing.
Noreen says, I agree, Jane. Michelle says, I agree too. And Stephen says, sorry, Neil, I shouldn't have mentioned the cough. It's all right. Hopefully, it's very, very soon. It'll be gone completely.
Yeah, and the warmer weather's coming as well, isn't it? And once clocks go back in March, only a few more weeks, we'll all feel a lot better.
They're back in March.
Forward in March, spring forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fall back, spring forward.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be gone very soon. I'm hoping. It does get annoying.
Yeah. Do you think that people, because we're sort of brought up in that sort of typical sort of British way where we don't complain and we don't do this and we don't do that, and we stand in queue, and we're supposed to be terribly polite and everything else, people don't show their true beliefs because they keep
definitely.
it sort of suppressed.
Definitely, especially if it's slightly out of the norm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. No doubts about it. when I started in the paranormal, a lot of people at work thought I was mental.
I used to get that. I didn't worry about it too much because people say, "Oh, what are you doing tonight?" And I said, "Oh, so I'm going to do a séance, or I'm going to do this, that, and the other." So it sort of got round that I was sort of into that spooky stuff. And I used to have a lot of people, particularly on the mediumship side, and I used to have a lot of people coming up to me. I'd go to the kitchen, make a cup of tea or something, and somebody would sort of sneak in behind me and they'd say, "I don't believe in any of this, but I have experienced this. So can you tell me about it?" And I used to get that a lot, but people didn't want other people to know that they'd had a experience, or they were thinking about something spooky. They didn't want people to know their beliefs or what they thought about things, because they thought they'd be sort of condemned for it.
Okay, Noreen says, Jane, you have to put Neil in meditative state again. He didn't cough there. I didn't, did I? I said that. I messaged you all, didn't I? After I watched, because obviously I didn't see what was going on during that live feed, and after I watched it, I messaged you all and said I didn't cough once. During that bit, which was weird.
Quite strange, yeah.
I agree. Ruby Luna says, I agree so much with you, Jane. It's amazing to do your calling. I'm not even allowed in my friend's house since you found out I practice paganism.
Yeah.
That's a bit far, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not as if paganism is anything bad, is it?
No, but people think, because you're pagan, people automatically think you start sort of running around the forest and jumping over fires naked, and you sacrifice babies and all that sort of stuff. It's just not true. That first time we went to was it the Witches and Pagans? And I think there was some of the info come out, and it did say something about some of the nighttime rituals or something. I'm sure it said something like clothing is optional. And Julie was a bit. She wasn't sure whether she was going to do it or not, was she?
We're staying over this time. I'm going to take her in the woods, dancing over the fire naked. Bonzam says, that's why I get into trouble, because I speak before I think. I'm not a robot. I always say what you think. Don't be rude, because sometimes it's best. You shouldn't be. I don't think you should be rude, but you should be able to say what you think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Even if someone doesn't agree with you, you can still be friends, can't you?
You like to think so.
But that doesn't happen, does it? A lot.
No, there's a lot of people now that think just because you don't share the same point of view as them, or you're not pandering to them and their opinions, that you're in the wrong. And then, the amount of stuff that you see where people turn sort of nasty with nasty comments and stuff because somebody disagrees with them. I mean, we when we were kids, you sort of grew up in a time where everybody had a different opinion, but you didn't fall out.
Yeah. Have you heard that these do-gooders are trying to ban Roald Dahl's books, children's books now?
Oh, it's like the same people that try and ban Christmas, or flipping do-gooders that try and ban all sorts of stuff. Just get your hands off it and just leave it alone.
Yeah, it's not hurt
if you don't
anybody.
Like it, just don't bother with it.
Well, in the 70s, we had Mary Whitehouse, didn't we? Can you remember
her? Yeah.
She used to watch everything that with a bit of riskiness on the TV. She used to watch, then moan about it.
Yeah, but I never disliked her. I just used to sometimes enjoy watching her having a good moan, but I never disliked her.
Nori says it wouldn't do for everyone to be the same. Would be pretty boring. Yes, it would be.
Yeah.
Difference of opinion is great, as long as you can talk about it, and in the end say, yeah, okay, we don't agree, but hey, it doesn't really matter, does it?
No.
Ruby Luna says, oh goodness me, my ex's mom never let him watch Harry Potter because it has magic in it.
Oh yeah.
And witches and wizards and witches.
There's quite a lot of people like that, aren't they? Thought it was going to turn their kids to witchcraft and stuff. It's just a story.
Vaughn says, I know, Jane, I'm late again. Well, it's 9 o'clock now. Vaughn, we're going. We just want to say thanks to everybody in the chat who made some comments. It does make a difference because I can't think of something to talk about for an hour.
Although we have so much stuff going on.
Yeah, Noreen says, as long as you're respectful to each other's opinions and beliefs, that's all that's needed. Exactly, that's a good way to end. Vaughn's going to watch back later. Yeah, watch it back later. So, thanks very much for watching. We're going to go, and we will see you very, very soon.
Yeah. Take care.
Bye.
Good night. Bye for now.